To mark the release of the movie Steve Jobs, let's take a look at 7 things you probably didn't know about Danny Boyle's film on the co-founder of Apple. Although the film is not a conventional biopic, screenwriter Aaron Sorkin's script was loosely based on Walter Isaacson's 2011 biography of Steve Jobs, as well as Sorkin's own interviews with key people in Jobs' life. But what really influenced Sorkin's script was talking to the Apple co-founder's first daughter, Lisa, who Jobs originally denied was his even after a paternity test proved otherwise. Lisa chose not to speak to Isaacson for her father's biography, but did give Sorkin a real insight into her relationship with her father, which became an important part of the film. According to Kate Winslet, who plays former Macintosh marketing chief Joanna Hoffman, at the table read, Michael Fassbender, who plays Steve Jobs, was the only actor who didn't need his script in front of him, as he'd already nailed all of his lines. However, before Fassbender landed the lead, Leonardo DiCaprio and Christian Bale had both been contenders, and according to leaked emails, initially Aaron Sorkin wasn't keen on Fassbender playing the part, claiming he'd never heard of the star of the X-Men movies Hunger and Inglourious Basterds. Instead, early on, Sorkin was keen to see Tom Cruise take the role. The way director Danny Boyle approached filming Steve Jobs was rather unusual compared to most feature films. First of all, he made sure there was plenty of time for rehearsals to help the cast get comfortable with Aaron Sorkin's fast-flowing, dialogue-driven script. The film is structured in 3 parts or acts, around the launches of the Macintosh in 1984, the Next in 1988, and the iMac in 1998. So, Boyle rehearsed and then filmed each act separately, rather like a play, with 3 weeks of rehearsals before he shot Act 1, and 2 weeks of rehearsals before filming Act 2, and then again before Act 3. He also shot the whole film in sequence, which meant the actors could really get into their characters in each of the different periods the film covers. Each act was shot in a different setting in the San Francisco Bay Area. The 1984 Macintosh launch was shot in the Flint Center at De Anza Community College in Cupertino, which was the same location where the real-life launch took place. For the launch of the Next, Danny Boyle filmed at the San Francisco Opera House as he wanted a location that reflected the script's sense of operatic revenge after Jobs departed from Apple. And for the iMac launch, Boyle chose to film at San Francisco's Louise M. Davies Symphony Hall as he felt its futuristic look suited that part of the film. To capture the spirit of each of the movie's 3 eras and locations, cinematographer Alwyn Kukla used different types of film. He shot Act 1 on 16mm to get a gritty and grainy look that reflected the rough-edged feel of the early days of the story. For Act 2, he wanted the smooth, filmic qualities of 35mm in order to echo the story's operatic themes. While in the film's 3rd act, he went for the digital Alexa camera to match the high-tech feel and clean design of that stage in Jobs' story. On top of that, because director Danny Boyle wanted to give the film a fluid feel and for the actors to be able to move freely, much of the film was shot using a Steadicam, a camera stabilizer mount that's typically used for action or chase scenes. In preparation for her role as Joanna Hoffman, Kate Winslet watched old footage of Hoffman with Jobs to get a feel for her mannerisms and how she talked and dressed. Winslet also met with Hoffman, who even lent the production some of her clothes from the eras the film depicts. In fact, the production decided to give Winslet an 80s asymmetrical hairstyle in the movie, as Hoffman told the actress how she disliked symmetry so much that she used to wear just a single earring or mismatched earrings. Composer Daniel Pemberton took a different approach to each of the film's acts, essentially creating 3 different scores. To give Act 1 an electronic vibe, Pemberton used a variety of synthesizers that were popular in 1984, including the Yamaha CS80, which featured heavily in Vangelis' music, and that was especially fitting as Jobs was a big Vangelis fan. To reflect the operatic feel of Act 2, Pemberton composed a score for a 74-piece classical orchestra and voices, and even wrote lyrics in Italian about computers for the opera chorus to sing. As for Act 3, he produced most of the music on a computer using Apple software to create a more abstract sound design. Now let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Steve Jobs, and what are your favourite biopics? If you enjoyed this video, do please share it, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more things you didn't know, as well as movie reviews and interviews. Thanks for watching, yippee-ki-yay movie lovers!